Listen, bro, when you come to the realization in life that whatever happens in your future does not matter, it makes so many aspects of your life so much easier to understand, easier to handle. Like, it just clicked for me today. Thinking, well, I want this to happen and this, and if something happens that isn't in line with my ideal future, well, I have to reject it. If something isn't going to get me to my dream job or dream place that I want to be living, or who I want to be, and yes, that's a bigger one. Who you want to be is bigger than your dream job. And I'm not saying you should compromise what you want for somebody else. But especially when it comes to relationship, you're not going to find somebody who wants the same thing you do, right? Not exactly all the same things you want. Maybe a few things are the same. You share certain values and beliefs. But you're not going to find someone who's wants all the same things as you, and it's just a perfect matchup. And they're like, oh, I also want to live here. Oh, I also want my house to look exactly like this. I also want you to have this exact job, right? I also love doing all these fun activities. I also think this way and have this personality. It's not going to work out perfectly like that. In fact, there's going to be a lot of problems. And so I was thinking this morning about my experiences previously with relationship and how I just couldn't get over the fact that being in this relationship is going to draw me away from my personal goals. But then coming out of that relationship, I didn't pursue my goals any better because I already had no motivation to pursue them. And so I was blaming this person for me not pursuing my goals. And then when I got out of that, I realized that wasn't the reason. It was me. Is that I don't have motivation for those goals. And to be honest, if you don't have motivation for your goals, are they really your goals? Right? A goal is something that you are working towards, bro. If you're not working towards it, it's not a goal anymore. Maybe it's some sort of dream, fantasy, but it can't be a genuine goal if you're not working towards it. If it's just sitting in your rear view mirror, if it's sitting as a poster on your wall, and you look at it every day, and you think, that's pretty cool, but you're not getting any closer to it. You're not going to achieve that any day, right? Tomorrow's going to be just the same. And so I was blaming being in the relationship for me not pursuing my goals. But today I came to the realization that it really doesn't even matter what my goals are. It doesn't even matter what my future is, right? And it just shows me I was very much confused about what is more important, And there was a lot of things that led to the end of that relationship. But I think this is one of the biggest things. And so, right, and another thing I was thinking about when I was going over this topic in my head is a lot of relationships end because someone wants kids and someone doesn't want kids. I feel like that shouldn't be the case. That there should be some compromise at some point, right? Or if you're the man, right, leading the household and leading your family, I'm going to be completely canceled for saying this, but whatever your decision is should trump whatever your wife's decision was, okay? That is just the family dynamic, right? That is the marriage dynamic that you're agreeing to. And if she's not ready to have kids, you don't have kids, okay? But if it's the case of, right, you don't want kids and she does, you don't have kids, right? You only have children if both of you want to have kids, bro. That's the way it works. But you don't leave somebody because they didn't want to have kids. And it's this is a weird example, but this is just the one that happens so often, right? And so that's why I was thinking about it. Because people break up and get divorced over this all the time, which is crazy. Because you like this person, don't you? Right? You get along with them, and there wasn't a problem until they had a different opinion than you. You're going to have a lot of different opinions. But what my problem was focusing on pursuing my future and long term. And I'm always so worried about productivity, and I feel like I'm sitting stagnant and I'm not really doing anything. And it's like, I got to get on this. I got to get there now. I got to get to my future now. It's the future for a reason, bro. And I can't predict the future as much as I think I can. So I have no idea what's going to happen in my future, what's coming for me, okay? Whatever my goals are, there's no telling if that's ever in my future or anything even close to that, bro. And so it makes me think now, maybe I should just pursue relationship and just forget about all this. It's so much stress thinking about what job am I going to do? What school am I going to do? Where am I going to move to? Right? Where am I going to travel? What are my dreams and things I would love to do? And it's like, I can't think of anything. It's just like, I try to think of all of it and my mind's blank. It's an overload of information and trying to figure stuff out. And I can't figure it out, bro. I'm 18. I am 18 years old. I'm damn near a kid, bro. I'm damn near a little child, bro. And I'm trying to figure out my entire future of my life right now and plan it all out. So I make sure nothing goes wrong. I'm trying to have so much insurance and security. But the truth is, God's got my back. And that's enough insurance and security to last my whole lifetime, bro. I can take risks. I can do things. And I don't have to worry about my future being compromised. And okay, my life's just over. My life's just going to suck now. And that idea that I have has come out of a lot of bad things that have happened in my past, right? Where I try to trust something and it just falls through or caves through. I try to trust somebody and they fall through, right? And so that is ingrained in my head that that's how life works. That if I don't have security, if I don't have a backup plan, things are going to fail inevitably, and I need to be prepared for it. But maybe they won't, bro. Maybe they'll work out. I need to stop thinking that they will always just fail, because maybe they won't. Maybe God has a plan for you, right? And you just have to take a leap of faith. You have to take a risk, right? Like when Peter saw Jesus out there walking on the water. And he was like, Jesus, is that you? He's like, if that is you, let me come to you on the water. And he was like, come on, Peter. And Peter started walking on the water, right? And there's no way anyone could have thought, oh yeah, Peter's going to be fine. Oh yeah, Peter's just going to walk on this stormy ocean. And he's just going to be fine. He's just going to walk on the water. He's not going to drown. And it was this crazy storm that their boat was about to get collapsed, bro. They were about to die anyway from the storm. And there's no way any of the other guys on that boat was like, yeah, Peter's chilling, bro. He's just about to walk out there on the water. We're about to all just watch him succeed. He's going to be sprinting, running around, and doing little hurdles and track and field out there on the ocean in the middle of a storm. Nobody believed it would work. Nobody, like, you had to have so much faith. Peter had to have so much faith just for that one first step, bro. And then after he took a few steps, he started sinking because he stopped having faith. And it's so easy to do that with life, bro. Where you take a few steps and you're like, I'm trusting this is going to work out. But then you're like, oh, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't work out? I need a backup plan. I'm getting a little far away from the boat. If it just stops working now, I'm going to need to grab onto something or I'm going to drown. And so Peter was thinking, well, I don't have any security. I don't have any insurance here. What happens if something goes wrong? All this whole time, Jesus is right in front of him. Jesus is right in front of him. That was his security. That's his insurance right there, bro. You have to be intentionally building that relationship with God and being in God's word for you to understand that you don't need more insurance than God's plan for you, God's right plan. Because as long as you know he's going to protect you, you're completely fine, bro. you are completely set. I'm on the road driving to work now, so it's gonna be dark for the rest of this, but I was just thinking about that, how I don't need anything else. And it's such a beautiful thought to me, right? Because all my life I've been stressing out so much over my future and stressing out so much over how are my actions now going to lead to me being better in the future. But when you realize that it doesn't matter, what you've been chasing this whole time was for nothing, because at the end of the day, right, or the end of my life, it's not going to matter. I'm going to die anyway. And once I die, everything I attained here on this earth, it's not going to matter. All the money that I got on this earth, it's not going to matter. The place I chose to live, it's not going to matter. Right? The places I chose to visit, the things I chose to do for fun, the amount of money I made is not going to matter at the end of my life, bro. And so it's so pointless to be worrying and stressing out over it all the time. And when you realize that it's pointless, it just all falls apart. But it falls apart in a good way, right? It falls apart in a very calming and soothing way, where it feels like my heart, it's so at peace, knowing that what I've been chasing this whole time and what I've been scared about this whole time, there's no reason to be chasing it. There's no reason to be scared or anxious about it, because God's going to protect me no matter what. If I'm homeless on the street, God's going to protect me. I mean, has God not provided already? And then I think he's not going to provide again, but he's provided in the past. God has provided for me in the past, and that's more than enough telling for me that it's going to be okay. That it doesn't matter if I have $0. It doesn't matter if I'm homeless. It doesn't matter if I have 0 friends, 0 family. It doesn't matter if I'm single for the rest of my life. Because I know that God is going to protect me. And I know that I have a place in heaven at the end of this life. Right? So I have something to look forward to. Listen, to close out this message, just listen to what God is telling you to do. Okay? If God is urging you to do something, whether it's big or small, just listen to it. Okay? And the only way you can listen to hear if God is trying to tell you to do something is if you shut your own voice out, bro. You got to quiet your own voice down so you can hear other people. And I've lived being so prideful and selfish for a lot of my life. And like J. Cole says, pride is the devil. When you hear only your voice, it's not good, bro. You're not going to make any progress. And you think, why am I not making any progress? Well, I'm only hearing my own voice. And even if you speak to other people, even if you ask questions, you're doing it with the idea of, okay, either they're wrong or they're right, and you're going to be judging based on your own opinion if they're wrong or right. Then you're not even looking for answers, bro. Why are you asking people questions if you're just going to make a judgment straight away and slide in your own answer to your question? You don't know all the answers, and you kind of have to accept that in order to move forward in life. Just understand that no matter the circumstance, whatever dark place you're in, whatever hurt you might be going through right now, that God has a plan for you. Whether that plan is that this hurt never goes away, whatever you're going through never goes away until you die, he has a plan for it, right? If you are walking with him, you're going to be able to handle your hurt. And that is the greatest gift. That is the only thing you need to be satisfied in life. So when I feel like I need an answer from God and I'm begging him to answer me on something and I'm trying to make a decision and it's like I need it now because time's running out, God. Maybe time is not running out. Maybe he's not going to answer that question for another 60 years, right? Okay. If you don't answer it for another 60 years, God, that's okay. No matter what, I can still be secure in the truth. And the truth is that God is the only security, the only hope and insurance that I need. He ensures me that I'm in his plan, right? And whether that means I'm going to get $1 million, whether that means I'm going to have a great life, or I'm poor and I'm homeless, and my life is not at all how I was dreaming it would be. Listen, bro, it sounds like a joke, but if you don't have any dreams, you won't be disappointed, bro. Like it's pretty simple. You will meet all your expectations if you don't have any. And yes, we should set self goals for ourselves so that we can better and become better. But when it comes to specific things and what you want, what do I want? What's my dream? This is what I desire. It's not that important, bro. It really is not that big. And I get that this world also has a lot of expectations put onto us. That you should be something, that you should be doing something. But most of the stress and the hurt and the anxiety and feeling like scared to do something, it's between your heart, bro, and you. It's between your own mind. You think that this is what you have to be, that this is what you have to get. If I don't get $1 million today, I'm a disappointment. And then you become a disappointment for the rest of your life. Because you were a disappointment then, oh, I'm going to be a disappointment tomorrow. If I'm setting these standards, if I don't meet them, the standards get higher. You can't keep up, bro. Just stop having standards. Just stop expecting a future. Expect to die tomorrow. Right? It's not a billionaire mindset to be focused on your future every second, bro. Focus on today. Focus on right now. There's stuff going on that you are completely blind to because you're so focused on 30 years from now that you're not even looking at your life right now today. There's opportunities you're completely missing because you have your eyes focused on one specific thing. And if it's not that, I'm not taking the time out for it. I was invited by a girl I know to go swing dancing like a month or two ago. And I had so low of expectations for it because I was like, dance is cringe, right? I've never been able to dance. I've always hated school dances, but I was like, I got nothing going on tonight. And you know what? I might as well check it out at least once. No idea what to expect. My expectations are extremely low, but we'll just go for it. And it was an amazing experience. And I've gone back 3 times. And it's been fun every time, bro. And never did I think that this would be cool. But it's so enjoyable. And if I never took that risk of saying, well, this is not in line with who I want to be, right? I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to be on my money. I'm trying to get on my bag, bro. And the way I saw it, dancing has no part in that story, bro. Dancing has no part in my dream ideal life. So I'm not going to go and try it. But for some reason, something told me, you know what? Might as well just go check it out. Like, just get over your pride, bro. Get over your nonchalantness and just go and try it. And I'm so glad that I did because that's been one of the best parts of my life right now. In this season of my life, I was just so depressed, bro. Because I've just been working and doing nothing outside of work. It just sucked. But going to those dance classes has been the highlight of my week. Every week. It just shows you that you never know what your future holds. And that is the beauty of it. You don't have to know. God didn't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow for a reason. God didn't tell you what's happening 60 years from now for a reason. You got to go find that, bro. It's character development. If you already knew what was going to happen, you would sit back and say, shoot, lay it on me, God. Give me all the millions. I ain't got to work for it because you already told me it's going to happen. It's developing character. I want to develop the character that is okay with being the side character. I want to develop the character that is okay if I lose everything. I want to be the character that is like Job in the Bible, where he loses everything, all his kids die, all his animals die, his house burns down, he loses every last drop of money. And he gets boils on him, and he's in excruciating pain. And all his friends are just dogging on him. So his life is terrible. And he still doesn't give up. He still doesn't give up, bro. He still doesn't say, I hate you, God. Even though realistically, almost anyone would have in that situation. Because Job had this direct relationship with God, and he would speak to God. And he would pray to God, and he would receive answers, but he never got an answer. Why did this happen? Why did I lose everything? And still he felt secure because he knew that God has a plan for him. I think even in the back of his mind, he still knew, right? Like, I've lost everything and this might not work out. But I'm going to pray that it will work out, right? It might not work out, bro. I might lose everything and it just stays that way. But at the end of the day, God is still my God. I still know where I'm going after death, bro. Job didn't have nothing to worry about. And so neither do we, bro. We got nothing to worry about either. All that matters is today. All that matters is right now, bro. You can feel insured that no matter the circumstances, whatever's going wrong, it's going to work out. You're going to be fine. Because if we look at people and their experience and how God has delivered them time after time, something bad happens and they're delivered through it, man, it gives us hope. It gives us hope. And like, it's so infinite, this hope, because even if I die, I still have hope. Even if I die, I know I'm going to be in a better place. Not that I want to die, right? And of course I want things to go right in my life. It's not like I'm a masochist. But if they don't go right, the Lord gives and the Lord takes away. That's just the way it goes, bro. It is all in the plan. And so I have faith, I have hope. I ain't about to quit, bro. Just like Peter on that water. If Peter kept having faith and his insurance was in Christ and just Christ, he would have kept walking, bro. He might have become an Olympic water walker. Who knows? But because he wanted to insure himself by himself, he fell into the water. And he would have died if Jesus didn't reach out and bring him back up. And so, like, I've experienced this exact scenario in my life. And so it's so funny because I've been trying to insure myself time after time. And I know God's there and I know that he's got my back, but I want to insure myself extra just in case God doesn't have my back. And then it falls through and it fails, and my insurance was really just nothing. It's a whitewashed wall is what they call it in the Bible. Which I don't really know what that means, but it just means it's flimsy, it's fake, it doesn't really do anything. My insurance is absolutely squat. It absolutely sucks, bro. Because like it just doesn't do anything. I feel like being safe is going to save me, and it saves me from all the joy in life. And then it brings me more suffering at the end of the day. Right? And so I've had to sink in the water, and God had to keep on saving me and bringing me back out of the water. And he's like, I know you would have died there if I didn't hit the respawn button for you. And so I was like, if this has happened time after time and I'm still here and I'm still kicking it, bro, I'm still fine. I have faith for the future, whatever it holds. And I don't need to worry about what it is. Sometimes not knowing is better than knowing. Because something terrible could happen tomorrow. I could get in a car crash tomorrow and be paralyzed like Stephen Hawking. But if I have faith today, I can have faith that I will have faith tomorrow. Because the insurance that I have in God is infinite. And that is so peaceful. That is so reassuring to the mind, bro. To the heart. It feels great. I don't have to worry about anything anymore. Life is good. Like Drake says, bro. And Future. Life is good, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you got any feedback or comments, anything you'd like to add on, comment section, bro. Have a good one. Hope you guys' day goes splendidly. Treat it like it's your last. And by that I mean, don't worry about tomorrow. Focus on today. Like Sensei Wu says, don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. Absolute bar from Ninjago, bro. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.